Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
Oh, I found a coin, small coin. I think this must be 1 baht. Anyway, good. Always find money. Anyway, this question is normally asked by youngsters, especially I think in India. Young boys always ask me this question. And there's nothing wrong in asking this question, because I guess we've all been through that phase in life where we ask this question. And the question is about marriage. When should I get married, or which is the right girl to get married? And then you get people who tell me, Loy, you're married a Thai girl, I'll marry a Thai girl. I thought I'll just answer these few questions in relation to marriage, so that you have, and remember, this is just my view. There's always another point of view. There's never a one size fits all. So I'll give you my thoughts about marriage. Okay. Now, these are some of the rules I believe. The first one is, don't get married. Marriage is a big fucking headache. Seriously. I'm telling you this without spite or without making it funny. Marriage is a big fucking headache. It's a headache of epic proportions. Yes, there is a romantic side to it. There is love. There is romance, caring, dilly-dally, all that stuff. But marriage it's a responsibility, man. It's a fucking responsibility. And it's not just about just money. It's not just about money. It's about sacrifice. It's about giving your time. It's about patience. It's about giving family priority. There are so many aspects to it. It's not like just money. Money is the biggest, most important part of it. But apart from that, there are these intricacies that make marriage so crazy. Like, for example, let's say I'm in my creative mindset and I want to make a video. My baby is not going to allow that. Yesterday, see, here's my baby driving my wife crazy and me crazy. What happened? What happened?
He don't want walk. He want come back home.
Come. Oh, wait. Come. Hey, keep quiet. Come. Brownie. So this is my baby walking. Come. Yes. Come. Brownie. Keep quiet. Come. I have to be in the center of the road because we don't know which car might come. Come. Oh my God. Come. No. Come. Annie, come. Take baby. So, this is one of the challenges of marriage, the baby part. Yes. Come. Come. Papa. Come. Near the car. Come. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Come. Okay, come. Yes. Okay, put her. Give her water. I think she wants water, honey. And then take her home. She's tired. Okay. So, marriage headache, no? See? Tell. Let everyone hear. How marriage? Romantic? Very romantic. Too much sex?
No.
No? Sure?
Yes, sir.
You see? So, it's a responsibility, man. It's a responsibility between two people. and you both have to make things work out, because it's like you're not only responsible for the other person, you're responsible for that small life, like that baby. There are so many things. Like when I was single, my baby is screaming. Yes, come. My baby is screaming in the middle of the road. No, come. See, the baby is running on the road. Annie? See, there was a car. Take her and go home. Just now the baby went running in the middle of the road. Obviously, good thing my wife is there. So, and the car was coming the opposite direction. It's a good thing that the car stopped. So, if there was a guy who was racing or something, it's dangerous. So, the point I was trying to tell you is, it's a responsibility, man. It's a fucking responsibility. You don't play around with all this. You don't fuck around with all this. And the major chunk of it is always fucking money. It's like you need to plan out your finances. You need to plan out your wife's finances. You need to plan out electricity, water, food, groceries. There are so many aspects to think, and money is such a big fucking part. Let's say, for example, you got married, the girl is pregnant, and you have to pay for her medical bills, and she becomes sick. What do? You have to take care. If you don't have money, what the fuck are you going to do? Let's assume you get married, and then the girl tells you, my father's sick, my mother's sick, okay, I need help. What do? Let's say you get married, then your parents are sick. So the first thing is, after marriage, the priority is, the major chunk is money. And like I tell you, don't get married. The second part, when you're choosing if you want to get married and you're determined, fuck, I will get married, I have to get married. Marry a girl, this is from a boy's point of view. Marry a girl who's low maintenance. What do I mean by that? Let's say you buy a Toyota car. The car is cheap and the car is affordable. When you take the car for service, the service is cheap, the parts are cheap, insurance is cheap, and it may not give you great luxury or pleasure. You can't show off with it, but it serves the purpose. But on the other hand, if you get a Lamborghini or Ferrari or Rolls-Royce, it's expensive to buy. It's even more expensive to maintain, much more expensive if any of the parts get damaged, and you have to take care of the car. So, with regards to, same can be said about your partner, especially a woman. If you buy a Toyota kind of girl who's simple but serves the purpose, it's easy to maintain. But if you get a luxury, expensive model, blonde, bombshell and hot and all that. To be hot and to be a bombshell and to look sexy, it costs money. It's not cheap. It is not cheap at all. And to look like that, the female has to spend shitloads of money, from keeping fit to food to sleep to surgery to makeup. It costs a shitload of money. So after you get married, well, guess who she's going to take the money from? Okay. Then third one. This one is pretty dicey. But are you going to take care of your partner? Or are you both going to work? And if you both are going to work, remember, if you don't earn more than your partner will always have her ego above you. Or a partner will always have her say in the matter. So I'm not saying that it's wrong. If you're humble and you can take orders or whatever from the female, fine. It's not that all females who earn more will give barking orders, but I believe that the man should earn more. Okay? But now if the girl earns more, fine, great. There's nothing wrong. And if you both have an understanding between you, that's even better. But that's far and few, and it's not that easy. Okay? So now if you both are earning, then both go to work, both come back home, both are tired. You being a guy, you will not be able to have anyone take care of you. You'll either have to get a maid or you'll have to take care of yourself, because even your partner is tired. And it's unfair to expect your partner, if your partner goes to work, then your partner comes back and you tell the partner, you also cook and clean and take care of the house. No, you both have to share the work, because you both are working. So you both have to share the tasks. And then the other problem is, if in case your partner is not working, then you need to take care of your partner. So that's another one which you need to keep in mind. And I'll just give you 2 more points. So that's it. Point number 4 is, I think, I would say social media and outside interference. Social media, what do I mean by that? I was very particular that the girl I would get married to was not addicted to social media, didn't have friends on social media, didn't want to chat, didn't want to post her selfies. I didn't want that kind of a female, because the person who looks for social validation will always look for social validation, and it gives you a big fucking headache. Yeah. There's always interference, there's always other people chatting, commenting, talking, wanting to show off. That's why you see most of these relationships where they show that they are so happy online, they are together, they are hugging, kissing, going to all these expensive places, showing off, going to clubs, rubbing shoulders with this person, that person. They are looking for social validation, and such relationships, they don't last very long. Relationships which are private, which don't advertise everything online, well, they sustain and survive. In my case, my entire business model is online, so I have to be online. And I post these moments and memories because it's a part of, memory for me. But my wife, she's not at all addicted to being online. You remember last time I told you that my wife had this addiction to watching programs. Well, after I told her, I just told her once, she has stopped. Now she only watches it in the evenings, night before sleeping, let's say while she's eating food, for half an hour or 45 minutes. And that also out of respect and courtesy, she asks me before she even starts. So I tell her, fine. Yeah, she does try to say, can I watch 1 hour? I said, no, it's only half an hour. That's it. Sometimes I might give a leeway of 45 minutes. The only reason for that is I don't want her to be addicted. And my baby that was completely addicted to watching the iPad, it has been a week now since my baby has not seen the iPad. And now she's totally forgotten about it. We bought a cycle, we bought some toys. If you do see a video of my baby watching an iPad, the video is 1 week old. It's now she doesn't watch. Now she has a cycle and physical toys to play with. And last if not the least is outside, interaction or interference. When you're getting married to someone, it's important that the family remains one unit. If you have the girl or the guy, the mother, father talking and interfering, the brother, sister, the other relatives, it becomes too much of a hassle, too much of a headache for everyone. That's why when I was going to get married, I told her, once we get married, mother, father, brother, sister, nobody interferes. I don't know how joint families work, because there's so much of pressure from so many sides. So many people are looking and so many people are talking and commenting. I just believe that if a husband and wife marry, they should have their own separate world, their own little world, their privacy, their life. In my life, my father, mother, obviously are not there. brother, sister, nobody interferes. I don't allow them to, they don't communicate with each other. And her parents, they communicate with her. They talk how much is required. But my wife doesn't go and tell any stories of mine to anybody. I don't go and tell personal, important stories to anybody else. Keep it private. So these are some of the tips that I would give you if you are looking for a girl or for a good married life. I know it might sound old-fashioned. May sound like, oh, okay, you're a male chauvinistic pig. Yeah. But then again, it has to match my personality, right? My partner matches my personality. And I made sure that when I did search, I got someone who's young, someone who's moldable, someone who I can mold to being more like me, someone who has not had many flings, relationships, where she keeps comparing and contrasting and fantasizing. And I chose her based on, her parents. Her parents were wonderful people. So I knew that she would also be raised as a wonderful girl because she was born and raised in a simple, very simple household where hard work was more important than, anything else. So anyway, I just thought I'd share a couple of thoughts since some of you asked young boys about marriage. Hope this gives you a perspective. Feel free to disagree. I'm pretty sure many would say, oh, chauvinistic pig and this and that. What to do, Baba? This is who I am and this is how I am. Alright? You guys take care. Me signing off. Bye.